The Gestapo gave one British pilot a final warning: escape again, and we execute you. Then the Germans made a mistake. They sent him to a camp filled with every escape artist in the Reich. Hundreds of men just like him, pilots who had tunneled, climbed, and walked out of prisons across Europe, all behind one fence. They had handed a condemned man an army. His name was Roger Bushell. Before the war, he was a fighter pilot and a champion skier, fast, arrogant, brilliant. His war lasted one day. May 1940, his first combat mission over Dunkirk. Shot down, captured. Every other pilot fought with a plane. Bushell would fight with a shovel. He escaped twice. The first time, he got within sight of the Swiss border before a guard stopped him. The second time, he vanished into Prague and lived there for months, until the Gestapo swept the city and dragged him out. The Czech family who hid him was executed. Something in Bushell changed. Escaping stopped being sport. It became war. Now he stood inside Stalag Luft 3, a camp the Germans built for one purpose: to make escape impossible. The huts were raised off the ground so guards could see underneath them. Microphones were buried around the perimeter, listening for the sound of digging. And beneath the gray topsoil lay bright yellow sand. Dig anywhere, and the evidence would glow on the surface for every guard to see. 3 locked doors. No way out. Bushell looked at the perfect prison and made a decision that should have been madness. Not 1 tunnel, 3. He named them Tom, Dick, and Harry. The Germans might find 1, maybe 2. Never all 3. And anyone who spoke the word tunnel out loud, even once, was thrown off the operation. Then he answered every locked door. The microphones listened for digging, so his men dug 30 feet down, below the range of any sound. The yellow sand would betray them, so hundreds of prisoners, called penguins, walked the camp with pouches hidden inside their trousers, sprinkling yellow sand into garden plots, a handful at a time, right under the guards' boots. The tunnel entrances had to be invisible, so one hid beneath a stove that never stopped burning, another under a washroom drain. And the tunnels were only half of it. 600 men worked under Bushell's command. Forgers copied German travel permits by hand, thousands of documents, each one perfect. Tailors turned military uniforms into civilian suits. Prisoners bribed guards for train timetables, cameras, real stamps, real papers. Inside the most secure camp in Germany, a condemned man was running a full intelligence agency, and the prison never noticed. Then the Germans found Tom. They celebrated for days. They had beaten the escape artists. The camp was safe. Bushell kept digging. Harry. March 24th, 1944. A freezing, moonless night. The first man broke through the surface. After a year underground, he was about to taste free air. Then he looked up. The tunnel was short, 10 feet shy of the forest. The exit opened in open ground, in full view of a guard tower. A year of work, and the plan died in the first second. So they improvised. A rope stretched from the tunnel to the trees. One tug meant run, silence meant freeze. One by one, timing each dash between the sentries' turns, men rose out of the earth and vanished into the dark. 76 of them. Bushell was among the first, dressed in a tailored suit, carrying flawless papers, walking calmly to a train station like a businessman late for a meeting. Then a guard, on a routine patrol, nearly fell into the hole. The alarm tore across Germany. Tens of thousands of soldiers, police, and Gestapo were pulled into the largest manhunt of the war. Bushel made it further than almost anyone. Hundreds of kilometers, close to France, close to free. They caught him at Saarbrücken. When Hitler heard that his prisoners had humiliated the Reich, he ordered something no one expected. Not punishment, executions. 50 of those men were shot by the Gestapo. Roger Bushel was one of them. But here is what the Gestapo never understood. Bushel's goal was never 76 men reaching home. His own words to his officers, "Make Germany bleed for it." And Germany bled. Tens of thousands of men hunting prisoners instead of fighting a war they were already losing. They built a camp that could hold his body. They never built anything that could hold what he started.